So here we have the starboard wing spar, and you can see that I've actually started to mark it out in pencil just to where the forward ribs go. So quite a lot of measuring, remeasuring, just to make sure it's all accurate. Here's the leading edge, which is made out of 1mm ply with two 10mm cap strips. That was nice and easy to do. Here's the rear ribs, which were easy to do. This was a bit harder to do. These are actually the trailing edge spars, which I made a right mess of. Yeah, you can see they're actually shaped like a banana, so I'm going to remake them again. So the next stage of the build is I've just put in place the very end and the central forward rib, just so I've got something to, well, it means I can put the top on this and there'll be a bit more support when all the other ribs are in place, just kind of holds everything together. And I've made some nice 90-degree templates on the ends just to make sure everything's sort of true. Right, so I've successfully glued the leading edge ribs on. As you can see, I've put the front spar on as well, and the little silver thing at the top is actually the connector for the pitot tube, and you can see the pitot tube flows all the way down through the ribs and it pops out at the end here. It needs trim at the size at the end, and I need a little bit of sanding sort of along the ribs where there's a little bit of glue that's run out. But the next stage, I think I'll move on to the right hand wing, sorry, the left or port hand wing now. I'm still waiting for my wood to arrive from the Czech Republic just to correct the error with the trailing edges. Once I've got that, that'll be good because I can actually then complete this wing and then fully build the other wing as well. But it's coming together really quickly. It's all nice and straight. I'm really happy with it so far. Okay, so here's another update. As you can see, I've actually attached the rear ribs, and on the back is the trailing edge, which I remade. The parts arrived from Igor at Spar Check, and this time it's nice and straight. The wing's nice and true. You can see I've actually added the hinges on the back, so down here you can see where the metal hinge goes through. I've aligned the flapper on the rear. It all fits nicely. It hinges up and down really smoothly as well. So now it's time to add the skins. So here I have 4 of the 1mm wing skins, which I've actually cut kind of roughly to size. Now what I need to do is, the wood itself isn't long enough to go the entire length of the wing, so we need to actually do a scarf joint. So basically what we need to do is glue the 2 pieces effectively end on end, but to do that we need to kind of chamfer here, and on the other side, or the other piece of wood, we need to chamfer that as well, so it kind of joins together. To get the scarf joint, what I've actually worked out on my workbench here is a line, and I've got a metal edge here as well. So what I effectively do is I put the piece of plywood to the very edge. I've got that bar at the back which turns around, clamps onto the bench here, and I've got a sanding block, and I sand backwards and forwards for quite a long time, and then that gives me the kind of right angle, or the correct angle on this side here. As you can see, the plywood's got a little bit of damage here, so it's actually going to be the other side here which actually gets the scarf joint put onto it, because there is actually quite a bit extra which I've allowed for here as well. Right, so coming back to the wing, here you can see I've added the top and the bottom skins. The bottom skin itself still needs to be trimmed kind of roughly to size and along the back. As you come along to the far end, still needs trimming on the bottom and again along the back. I've actually put a string all the way through the wing itself and masked it in place on either end. I think I'm going to probably put some strobe lights on the wingtips, so I just want some way of getting the wire all the way through the wing now that it's all kind of put together. But it's nice and straight. Really happy with the job so far. The leading edge is probably the next thing. It needs a good sand down. I need to actually sand probably about 1 centimetre all the way around. Or, well, on the edges, or the ends, and on the leading edge, top and bottom. And then I need to actually apply or glue on the XPS foam, which is actually pre-cut. So I've got it here. So this is the pre-cut XPS foam, and you can see it's kind of sort of leading edge shaped, and that kind of gets stuck onto the front there. Then sanded to shape, and then a bit of fiberglass in, and it should be kind of done for the moment until I've got the fiberglass or GRP parts to go on the end. You can see here the 2 holes in the spar, which is where both of the spars kind of go alongside each other, and pins go through, and that kind of skews the wing for the main spar. But yeah, really happy with it, and I've done one, just got to do it again, so it's probably going to take some time. I do have one question for anyone who might know. In the kit, which came from Spar Check, I received this kind of carbon fibre strip, which is really rigid. I know it's used in the spars for the wing, but this was kind of sent as well, but I haven't managed to find on the plans what it is. If you know what it is, please can you sort of drop me a comment, just so I can kind of make sure I don't miss it out of the build. But no, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully I'll have some more content to load as soon as possible. I'll get it up there. It is taking a bit of time to get everything sort of online at the moment, just kind of with progress and stuff. But yeah, but thanks for watching. Please drop me a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.